Good evening, traders. This is Mike Rabinowitz on the 20th of April, following Tuesday's trading session. Um, going to pay really close attention to what I'm going to share today in this video, and and yet again, it continues to support what I'm trying to share for all you traders who are trying to be successful or get ahead in these markets and how to best trade them. And you can see that, and I always talk about pay attention right away at what they do overnight. Okay, and you can see that they basically rolled them the minute Europe opened. And I think I believe I spoke about this, about what levels should be of significance tomorrow. And we were sitting up here when I made this video, and I talked about how 65 is going to be a big issue, and that 55 is going to be a relevant issue as well. And you can see we overnight they couldn't get through 65, and this is going to be an area that we're going to want to pay attention to if this market decides to run up again. But obviously, you can see that the market has finally rolled over a little bit, and it's been due. And there's been a gap underneath this that took a while to fill. I thought they were going to take care of this yesterday, and they stopped at 40, and they tried one more time to run it up, trying to maybe one last effort towards getting some people in on the upside and then pulling the rug underneath them. But take a look at this overnight low. This is a 9MA that they hit at about, I don't know, it's early in the morning. And then you can see immediately the reaction, profit taking off of the session. And I can understand that. They pretty much slammed it. And you know what? They're respecting the MA like they should. And then they rolled them up. And then in the morning session, we somewhat held it above the 15 MAs. And this was the area you had to pay attention to, was this 33, 34, 9MA. And you can see right here, we basically opened up, ran them from the 9, and we stalled early. And at 9 o'clock, as is always the case, it's always a great time to be ready to execute. 9 o'clock, they usually chop them between 8:30 and 9, trying to get a direction. And then the real move always comes at 9. And here it was, triple top, double top at 50. And my familiarity with this platform enables me to take advantage of it. This is a significant reversal bar. This yellow sucker bar followed by a deep reversal red. This is a short signal and a big one. And you can see it's been followed and confirmed by commercial interest and selling. And that was your first sign that, all right, we're going to roll them. And the first area will be S1. And they got there, and they meandered around S1. And look at the action around S1. Okay. And once again, triple top, another commercial sell zone. And here again, hard blue to red turn signal, another key short. Once again, this is just one of my familiarity with this platform that I helped work establish and create these charts, and I recognize these turns. I could share further with anybody who wants to know more about Quick Pop Trading Platform and or any interest in this particular platform. But this is for teaching purposes and for you to recognize the relevance of the locations and what price is telling you and how the commercials and the big boys are reacting to it. They're telling you. And here was a second reversal short right here at S1. And we're well aware of the gap that was underneath us that was due to be filled. All gaps get filled at some point or another. And this one took a little while, took a couple of days, actually took about a week, and eventually rolled over. And the market's been was so due for this to occur. And then you can see here from the daily is once again this 9MA, which is sitting at about 33, 34, which we could not get through in the back end of this afternoon session. And you can see the effect of this last sell off had on the market. went straight to S2. In fact, it blew right through S2, meandered again, and you can see the commercials came in right here at 28, which was a big number all afternoon. And you can see right here on your 15-minute chart, we could never get over it, not until the end of the day. And even at the end of the day, when we got there, it failed. So that's going to be a number that's going to be super significant. Let's take a look at that later. I want to see where these numbers line up with our daily pivots. And then you got the last push, which got us to S3. And this was a key level in terms of, will this market finally hold? And when you're even in a correction, you have to respect S3 in the fact that you're still in a bull trend. It's been an extreme. It's been making higher highs. It's been due for a sell off, but you still have to respect the area and whether or not it's going to hold. And it's all about, do you get the confirmation? And, based on my strategies and my desire of execution, is if I get confirmation at S3 for a reversal, I'm taking it. And that's how you have to look at trading. And it's a long opportunity, understanding it's a corrective trade, but it's value. And this is what they look for. This is a huge sell off, guys. This is a 40 handle sell off. So there's going to be profit taking, and then the market's going to try to reestablish itself and or see where it stands for the rest of the day. And look where it came to. It got up to area, and it got to S2, and it rolled. And it actually provided another short. I didn't take it. I was long. I got stopped out of the balance of my long positions, which I took down here, and that's fine. And basically, the day chopped around, but yet it still showed you the importance of that low. In fact, it gave you another uh, opportunity right here later on in the day or the afternoon, and then it got up to 28 again and it failed. So the commercials were telling you something at that point, and they showed it to you early in the trading session, and then you got another hard sell off where they double bottomed at 10, and they gave you an unbelievable long late in the afternoon session. um, I did take this, and I was really late on this entry because I thought I wasn't sure if the day was done, and it rolled down here. I took it late, but I caught this little pull down right here. I don't like to chase, so I ran some bids underneath, and I got some off, and I took them off up in here. 20. I knew that this area was some off at 20. I took some off at 26, and basically ran my stop all the way up there. It's late in the day. I didn't want to mess around. So this is where we're standing. Look at this. Look at your pivot tomorrow. Key number 28. You saw how it played out all day today. We couldn't get through it. So that'll be the big area. In fact, you should probably, this is when you really need to spend a little extra time because now we've broken structure. We corrected. So you need to know what's underneath you. And right here, you have the 18 MA on a daily that's coming in a 4080. I'm not saying we're going there, but it's good to know it's there. And you have to relate to it. In fact, let's take a look at where the lower support levels are tomorrow. Um, S1 is down to 4104. I do remember this area. In fact, 4100 was a breakout area. If you guys remember from last week, for those of you who trade these markets, I just have this memory of a lot of levels. This is why I have a pretty good feel of these markets. It's basically the patterns constantly repeating themselves. Locations are always significant, and you can see right here, this was the low and the last bottom before this thing broke to the recent highs up in here. So you can see how that area is relevant. Let's take a look at what else we have. I'm just curious where S2 comes in at 87. S3 is probably going to come in just below that other 9MA. So we're going to have to see how this plays out tomorrow and whether or not this market is ready to really retrace and kick back some of this bull run, and it's due. And I'm saying it's going to be hard and vicious, but the market needs to reestablish itself, and sometimes it's just the nature of the market. It runs up and then it has these retracements, as you can see. I mean, you could just take a look at this daily chart, and you could just see how hard the market has rallied off these hard retracements. I mean, just take a look at this chart right here. This is your daily, and every hard sell-off was followed by a significant push to the upside because it's value, and they're bringing in fresh money to take this market higher. But at some point, some of these late longs are going to feel the pressure of a sell-off, and it could fuel a greater sell-off. In fact, this trend line down here comes in at around 40.10. So, I don't know if this is where we're going, but like I said, this is about paying attention and doing a little extra homework because it gives you prepared when the market breaks structure. I mean, we've been in this bull trend forever, and it just keeps making these higher highs. And I think sometimes traders aren't ready for this, and you have to be. And this is what makes it even greater to trade is when you get these corrective trades because the swings are just phenomenal, and there's so many opportunities from both sides. But now we're no longer in a bull trend extreme; we're in a bull trend corrective trade, and we're going to have to see how much of it they're going to take off. I think any significant failure of 4,100 is probably going to fuel it. And usually the downside comes swift and it comes fast. And that's how it's been played out for so long over the last year or two. Look at all these. Every sell off has been followed by an extreme rally. Look at this one. Took off. Every one. And usually the short side happens quick. So that's why you got to be ready. That's why I do the homework, and that's why I share this with my traders. So this is a little work for you guys for tomorrow's trade. So once again, I think you're going to want to pay attention to the daily pivot if we get up there in the morning and see how it reacts and see whether or not if you look at this long trend line right here, let's see where this comes in. Um, this comes in around, well, it's hard to say because by morning time, this line keeps going down, so I don't know the relevance of it. So it's hard to hold that for fact. This is the bigger one way up here, which keeps coming down, and you can see where this is coming at into 41.55, which I talked about in yesterday's analysis being a significant area of concern. So this is how you look at the price points and how to best prepare yourself for the following day's session, and create a strategy. So this is Mike Rubino's from MR Strategies on the 20th of April. And, once again, you guys have any questions or you want any further information in regards to what I'm doing and how I come about this analysis, feel free to reach out. Provide a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about what you're seeing here. And I'd be glad to get back to you and work with you. I'm looking to possibly take this and see what type of interest people have in terms of traders. Like I said, I was a moderator in Quick Pop for 5 plus 6 plus years, and I have a good knack for the price movement, and I'm very helpful to a lot of traders in terms of how to get themselves ready to execute from their key locations. This is how I trade. I am all about the extreme locations, taking advantage of value and the reversals from all locations. And I think what I've proven over much of my analysis is the fact that, even in a bull trend, there's endless opportunities to the short side. Today being corrective was one case, but even in a bull extreme, you'd be amazed at how many counter trend shorts that you can make money on. But a lot of traders are afraid because they trade one way. They're always trading the trends up, and a lot of traders don't take advantage of the opportunities to the short side. So that's it in a nutshell. I hope you enjoy my analysis, and like I said, feel free to reach out to me, guys. Have a great night, and I'll try to check in to you tomorrow. Good night.